really bad pain. Like
Du-du-du-du-dum. I'll wait a couple minutes before I get started. Du-du-du-du-du-du-du-du-dum. Hello. Who joined the stream? Say something in chat if you're here. All right, with my one extra viewer, who I have no idea who it is. For context, I am doing a homework assignment. This is not even a joke. Like, this whole thing, I have an esports class, so I thought I might as well try to get money while I do this. Because I love capitalism. Hold on. That's better. Now I can restart and start recording as well. Alright, so the game I am going to do is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The concept is fairly simple. Unlike traditional fighting games, there are no health bars, but instead damage is represented as percent. The higher the percentage equals the further you fly when hit, and the goal is to knock the opponent off stage to take stocks. Now, as you can see right here, I made it so that we both started neutral. We'll go into what that means. Me playing Sonic, my goal here was to rush Kirby down to get an advantage. Dizzy, who is the Kirby, sees me running at him, so he runs away to try and forward tilt attack me as a counter. Unfortunately, my up air shifts my hurt box, and I punish him with a dash attack. Sonic is known for his combo game, so as you can see right around here, he air dodged, and I reacted to that with an up throw, up air there. My bread and butter combos, my simple, everyone knows them combos. He then tries to punish me. He then goes to fastball and forward air, and then I try punishing him, but then I get punished for it, as you can see right here. Now we're just trading interactions. I have a bit of a lead, but that lead can drop any second. Now, you see, I'm trying to edge guard them. Now, edge guarding is what happens when you are just guarding the edge, like you're making sure the opponent doesn't get back on stage. Because the main goal, as I said, is to eliminate the opponent's stocks or lives, as you can see. And to do that, you got to get them off stage and them to die. Now, the easiest way to do that is by making sure they can't get back on stage. Now, as you see, I'm starting to rack up in percents a bit. And that is starting to become a problem because I'm pretty much at kill percent. He's also at kill percent. But he's also a smaller character, making it harder for Sonic to hit. Luckily, I'm fast, so it's also hard for him to hit me. And he used up all his jumps. Now, as I was saying, each character has a way to recover. For Kirby, it is his multiple jumps and his up special. For Sonic, it is his side special, down special, and an up special. Also his jump and air dodge. Players will start with 3 stocks. As you saw, we started at 3 lives at the beginning, and it'll be 7 minutes. There are 3 ways to win in a game of Smash Bros. One is to eliminate the opponent's stocks. One of the others is to go to time. As you can see, 7 minutes was the start at this. And now we're down to that 4.5 minutes on 2 stocks. Let's say I, as Sonic, had 3 stocks and Dizzy had 2 still. If that timer was at 0, I would win by default. But if we both have the same amount of stocks, like right now, Dizzy would win because his percent is about work. Because of the way Smash Ultimate is designed, players have many options to choose from. As you can see, we've done a lot of running, a lot of jumping, a lot of walking. But on top of that, you can use aerial attacks, which can include a neutral attack or a directional attack, which is based on which direction you hold with the directional stick. You can do the same with the special, which is the same but with the B button instead of the A button. You also have tilt attacks, which do the exact same thing but on the ground. And smash attacks, which are strong and slow attacks. Skill expression can be shown in 3 ways. As you can see right now, we are in neutral. Neutral is kind of like no one has an advantageous state right now. Both players are on the stage, nothing is happening, essentially. We're both trying to get in for an attack. Now right here, that moment where I was off stage, right here, this is disadvantage for me, and advantage for Dizzy. Dizzy can keep me off stage here. I just use a technique called spin shot, which is a frame perfect technique in which I use the momentum from my spin dash or spin charge, the horizontal momentum, and the vertical momentum of my jump in order to go further than I would have with either in a shorter period of time. He tries punishing me and tries to get me off stage, but it fails. Then he tries to, and then we're just going back to neutral. That is how this game is. And what he just did right there was he down tilted me as I'm running away. What happened here is a mechanic called tripping. Now, in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, tripping worked very differently, where you could trip by moves, but you could also trip by moving around. In this game, luckily, that is not the case. However, certain moves can still trip you. If they don't have a lot of knockback, they're probably going to trip you. And this is one of those moves, and it makes it really good for combos. Now, another, I wouldn't say problem, but appeal even to this game is its tagline. Everyone is here. This is the biggest Smash Bros. Game yet. There are over 80 characters in it, all from gaming's history. Anywhere from Nintendo characters, Sega characters, Minecraft is in it, making it very appealing to both casual players and competitive players, especially because the skill ceiling and is so high and skill floor is so incredibly low. Now, some things about Smash Ultimate competitive. The rule set, as I mentioned before, 3 stocks, 7 minutes. However, there's also certain stages. We are currently playing on Pokemon Stadium 2. Pokemon Stadium 2 is considered one of the most neutral stages. As you saw right there, I got up at a percent that would kill. Like I said, the higher the percent, the more knockback a move gives. Some moves that doesn't apply to because they have only base knockback, they don't scale up. But most moves will scale with damage and percent. Now that I lost the game, Dizzy here had banned a couple stages, leaving some open. Some of those stages, the stage list includes Battlefield, Small Battlefield, Final Destination, Town and City, Smashville, Carlos Pokemon League, and Hollow Bastion. He left Hollow Bastion open, and so I decided to go here because the blast zones are a bit closer. The blast zones are a bit closer, and they are and it's a smaller stadium zone, so I can scrap it a bit more, because that was my problem in the game. Now, as you can see, it's not currently working out. You can also see some metagame involved. The two of us have played a bit for a while, so we know what we are doing. We know what we're doing against each other, so we're gonna try to counterplay that. We're gonna, for example, I homing attack a lot, so I'm going to just, so we're gonna use his inhale to make it so that he gets my homing attack, and because of the way Kirby's ability works, it's actually stronger than mine. Now, what happened right there was spacing. He saw I was going for a neutral air, and spaced himself in a way where he was far enough where he wouldn't get hit, but his move would hit me. Now, as you saw right there, that's the inhale, and Kirby's tend to be known for a specific thing, a specific situation called sucking cock, in which they inhale you and bring to the blast zone, killing both players. The only way out of it is to mash out of it. It works just like any other grab. You can mash out of grabs, you can do this cool thing called SBI on certain moves, specifically attacks that a multi-hit attack, to either get out of it or put yourself in a better situation. Yeah.
Slap.
And now I'm down to it. I have to adapt. That is my goal. So now I decide, okay, I need to change things up. And that's one of my favorite things about Smash Bros. Adaptation. In some fighting games, there is no adaptation against certain things. You just get hit by it and you just have to deal with it. Obviously, sometimes that does happen in this game. There are characters that do that. And the longer this game goes on, the more repetitive it's going to be. What it's going to be.
3, 2, 1, go!
Now, as you see, things are starting to change. I am switching from aggression to defensive very quickly. And now that's throwing off Dizzy here. I'm also throwing out forward smashes a lot, which is also keeping him a little bit more confused, or like in whiplash almost. It's playing with his mind more so than in the game. There's a sense of meta, like I said earlier. It's kind of like a chess game where there's a meta part at play where I am not just fighting Kirby, I'm fighting Dizzy. So I need to adapt. I need to change my playstyle and fight around his. Now, like I said earlier, there are over 80 characters in this game, and that appeals to a lot of people. But the problem with that is some of them are going to be a lot better, and some of them are going to be a lot worse. Some perfect examples. Little Man. Very gimmicky kind of character where the idea is he is portable in the air, but greatest on the ground. His smash attacks have what's called super, which makes him essentially invincible. He can attack through even if he's getting hit during it. And his smash attacks are much faster. The problem is, once he's off stage, he essentially just dies no matter what. So, rather than throwing off stage and just hitting him once after they use their jump, would mean that they lose. They just lose their stock at any percent. While other characters like Sonic, who has multiple ways to recover. He can recover high, he can recover low, he can recover fast, he can recover slow. They don't have a problem with getting around because their character is built off of movement. Now, I'll talk about what Sonic struggles. Sonic struggles with killing on stage hours. As you can probably see, a lot of times Dizzy is getting close to 150, 160, and it takes me to do stuff like that. Read an option, like an air dodge to ledge, and angle my forward smash downward so it hits him on ledge. Now this is game 4. We go back to the same stage.
3, 2, 1, go!
And now he's gonna have to adapt. Now, this is a stressful situation. I have to take 3 for both of us. I have to take 3 games in a row. If I lose a single one, I'm out. So this is a really great start for me. I have essentially taken a full stop and not taking any damage. My goal here is now to just slow down the pace. And if I can take another stop, that's even better. Now, you see, I'm becoming a lot more confident here. I have this ginormous lead. I've taken about 43%. The entire game, it's been a minute. I can now set the pace. That is what Sonic is best at. His speed and mobility makes it very easy for him to trim out opponents, because a lot of characters tend to not be able to do anything about his options. The same can be said though if he's losing. His own approach game is fairly bad. He relies heavily on opponents approaching him. Now it's starting to become a bit more scary. He's taken a stock, even though he's at 132%. There's this mechanic called rage. Every character has it. The higher percent you are at, the more damage and knockback you do. Meaning, his moves will start killing much earlier, while mine will kill a bit later than normal. And now, it becomes extremely scary. I have to, there's 4 minutes left on my clock. So, we're not going to time. And he just did 59% in about 1 combo. 1 good read, and I'm dead. This is the mind games that you have to play. So now instead, I'm going back on the defensive. I'm not doing anything too risky. I can't play that way now. So I go to what I know, my spin dash. My spin dash is strong, it's fast, and at high percents can kill. Now we're going game 5. Now, unlike the previous 2 games, I focused more on the offensive side, since Dizzy has already adapted to my own adaptations. So I decided to kind of go back to what I was doing before. Maybe I was doing something more. I was feeling a lot more confident. So we'll see where this goes. And now we're just returning back to that neutral that we were doing before, where neither of us are keeping neutral, but now Dizzy is trying to keep himself further away. Now I'm trying to just get this kill as soon as I can. Now, as you saw, every spin dash he punished, it was with inhale. It was either with inhale or something out of shield. And he was inhale. He can inhale and I can't do anything when he does it. I have to cancel my spin dash or avoid getting hit. Now, I made a fatal mistake. Only attack is a laggy move. And up smash is a good, and he has a good out of shield option called up smash. And I like this set. I really do, for a couple reasons. The first reason, I think this shows adaptation at its best. You see a very big difference from game 1 to game 2 to game 3 to game 4 to game 5. You see a level of confidence, you see a level of everything that Smash Bros. Is. Now, I'm almost dead here, but I do a mechanic called Directional Influence, or DI. Directional Influence allows you to live longer if you moves, if you dive, if you move your stick in a direction best for the move. So as a general, or most moves in general, you want to use math. I know, talking about video games and geometry and possibly, but you want to use Pythagorean, or rather the triangle, and think of it as a right side of a triangle. If I am, let's go back. This move will send me forward this way. So, what direction do I want to go? Straight up. I want to counteract it. You want to think of it like two vectors. You want to make up the sides of the vector so that the hypotenuse, the longest side, so, because knockback is distance. If you reach this distance, you can see I am DIing straight. I am DIing up and left. It's right here. This is the direction the move is sending me. This is the direction I am DIing. So if I can counteract it, I can influence what way I'm going. And as you see, I live because of it. There's a lot of other things I can go into Smash. For example, scaling, where players can, where the more you use a move, the weaker it gets. It does less damage, it does less knockback. There's ways to reduce scaling by grabbing and using other moves, but moves will still scale until you lose your stock. And as you see, we are about even. And I am looking for that kill. I tried to up air him. Luckily, an F smash worked because he ran into it. And now he also doesn't have a copy ability, so I don't need to worry about him using my homing attack against me. At least for now. And now I can also set the pace of the game again. It's looking a lot like game 3. I avoided his combo. If I went down, I was dead. If I let go of shield, I was dead there. There's a lot of mind games going into this. Like, I thought he would stop, because he saw me spin. He would stop whenever I spun, like right there. But he didn't. He just went in for the dash attack, which killed. Because I was also not ready for it, therefore I was DIing right. Which would not counteract at all, because the vector is same direction. Well, it's the opposite direction, but 180 degrees and I'm going to change the vector.
Slap.
And one of my favorite things about the set, along with like showing adaptation and all this other shit, it was also funny to me because we got a top player to watch this live.
Okay, he's winning this. Let's get out of there. Why would you?
We don't
Oh
need to
my
talk
God.
about him. We can talk about him clowning on Dizzy.
Okay, reverse 3-0. All right. All right.
Yeah. That's it. And thank you for watching my TED Talk.